Chapter, so we'll go ahead and get started. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dean Zenek. I'm president of the Palm Beach County Bar Association. I'd like to welcome everyone to today's special event, our town hall webinar. During this event on Zoom, our new clerk of the circuit court and comptroller for Palm Beach County, Mr. Joseph Abruzzo, will highlight some of his priorities and initiatives that are specifically relevant to all attorneys practicing in Palm Beach County. Clerk Abruzzo was elected in November 2020 and sworn into office on January 5th, 2021. He leads a team of nearly 650 employees who serve more than 1.5 million Palm Beach County residents and oversees an annual operating budget of $70.5 million. His office supports Palm Beach County government and the 15th Judicial Circuit. If you have any questions today during the program that you would like Clerk Abruzzo to address, please feel free to utilize the Q&A feature. We will attempt to get those questions answered after the presentation within the time frame we have allotted for today's session. So at this time, I will turn the session over to Clerk Abruzzo and his presentation. Take it away.
Thank you, Dean, and thank you to everybody for being on the Zoom call today. And can't wait to see everybody in person and address everybody. Excited to tell you a little bit about what's occurring at our office in the past about 45 days. I'm going to start a slideshow. If we could begin, Kathy. Appreciate it. All right. We go to the next. So obviously, the clerk of the circuit court and comptroller, if we could. We perform over 1,000 different statutory duties here at the clerk and comptroller's office. And of course, we're one of the main supports for the 15th Judicial Circuit. We are the chief financial officer, treasurer, and auditor of Palm Beach County. We manage billions of dollars of your taxpayer money. We protect it. We make sure that all the contracts are correct, our banking relationships are solid, and most of all, that it's invested in a proper fashion that we cannot lose money. We are the county recorder for Palm Beach County, as I know everybody is aware of. And of course, we are the clerk to the board of the county commissioners. Next, please. So our first 30 days in office, when I was able to become your clerk and comptroller, I became very excited. Had a very long transition period where I got to know a lot of the employees because we kind of knew we won like in June or had a very good chance of winning, and had all the way from June up until January. So I was able to meet with some incredible folk here at the office, and things were just went really well. So a couple things we did. Let me try to lower this because it's blocking. We raised the minimum wage to $15 an hour. Obviously, the voters passed the constitutional amendment that is going 5 years from now. Florida across the board has to be at $15 an hour, but we did not wait for that. I felt that the public servants here at the clerk of the circuit court and comptroller's office were justified. I did not want to wait, so we did that immediately. I created an ombudsman position. Obviously, in a large organization like this, if anybody's familiar that has served in the military, I served in the Coast Guard for 8 years. Or a large corporation, that have a position called an ombudsman, and that is really an employee advocate that reports directly to the top. So coming into office, I wanted them to have an employee's advocate, and that program, I can tell you, has been working really well in our office. Appointed one of the most diverse workforce, especially in upper management, that in nearly 2 decades at the clerk's office. Very, very proud of that as well. So if anybody has seen the news lately, one of our main vendors, Penn Credit, which is our collections agency that goes and gets all those delinquent on fines and fees. The owner of that company was actually indicted for bribing Florida clerks. So my second day in office, first day is obviously ceremonial. I instructed staff to start pulling out the contracts to eliminate them as a vendor. There were some serious allegations, and I for one understand innocent until proven guilty, and but but I felt that this was not a proper fit for our office. So we eliminated that. Not only did we eliminate pen credit, but I did in our version of an executive order, if you will. I refused to take any money from vendors for my reelection campaign. No money from employees or family of employees at our office, nor will I go work for a vendor to this office after my time in this office concludes. I'm very excited about this. On a positive note, we're coming out with a new website, which I think everybody's going to find user-friendly. If you could, for me, I can't see the slides, Kathy, so I'm kind of just going to do this real quick. Thank you. So yeah, this is going to be great. I think everybody, all the attorneys on the call, you're going to be very pleased with the new website and the tools that website will have to offer. So yes, I want you to meet our court leaders. Of course, starting first is the new general counsel, Jessica Nair McDonald. Terrific. A lot of things going on at the clerk's office. Has a full plate on her desk and is just doing fantastic. One of the first moves I made as clerk was appoint Amy Borman as chief operating officer to the courts. Amy was the director of facilities, and I promoted her. I do a lot of promoting from within. I want the employees to know at this office that there's a pathway for continued success. Amy has been outstanding, and a lot of the good things you're hearing today, everything has happened in conjunction with Amy, and most of all, the chief deputy clerk, Shannon Ramney Chessman. Shannon has been with the office for many years. I did not have a traditional chief of staff role. That would be Shannon and then some. So we just have a really great team that we're gelling together. We're working together. We have the philosophy that we are here to serve you. We're trying to do everything we can to be friendly to the judiciary and to the legal community at large. So Amy and Shannon and the entire team, again, our philosophy is pro you, and we're just working very hard. Next one, please. So yes, here are the priorities in the legal community. We're going to be revamping the website, due for a launch in April. Having an attorney resource page online will be completely redone, and additional targeted communications for the legal community are being developed. And depending on where it is in the slide, I'm going to also talk about some of the other technology changes that we have. But the bottom line is, from just the basic website, I know you will be pleased from what it is today and where we are headed for it. Next slide, please. So priorities for the legal community: working collaboratively, with our justice partners to provide better service to you. One thing that we have been discussing and we are going to do is, I want focus groups from you, the bar, and from the attorneys at large in Palm Beach County. Your input is so important to me. I remember even back in the summer, I started getting some great feedback and information of from attorneys across our county about improvements they think we could make, things that we can do. I am completely open. I want to hear from you. The team of Shannon and Amy, we want to hear from you. Any even criticisms, it's very important. Anything that you have for us, we are here to listen, and your input is so valuable. Take our customer service survey. Oh yes, okay. So if you go to palmbeach.com/resources, there's a survey on there where you can input your thoughts. But by the way, you could always call us directly. We are here for you, and being open and transparent and accessible is so important. Using technology to save you time and trips to the courthouse. I know you all like this. So the certification for court records and official records. Obviously, the probate division of your bar loves that for estates dealing with the banks, but e-certify. Well, let me take a step back. In the COVID era, my philosophy and our leadership philosophy is to do everything we can to get what we can online and to be done electronically, to save you trips in your firm's trips from coming into the courthouse. We're going to continue to do this and upgrade it, invest in the proper technology, but obviously e-certification, great across the board, but I know the probate division loves that and will continue to. New official record system. Yes, we're launching, knock on wood, fall of this year. This will allow you to get certified copies when you record documents. So we're actually going to have that e-certified recordings, again, probate, developing new systems for e-certified court records. So I'm good with that. So here are a couple of things that are going on. Oh, actually, before we go to this, Kathy, I want to talk about the evidence portal. Prior to myself taking office, Judge Tickton ran a pilot program for evidence, and obviously those, especially on the criminal side, we like that. We're working in great partnership with courts and our judicial partners. So I know you will see an expansion of the evidence portal. Another form of positivity on the technology front, for initial petitions for injunction relief, as many of those who deal in this very important area of law, a lot of times when those petitions are filed by hand, the individuals are very nervous or upset, and some of the documents are not legible. So we are working. There's several systems. One is Turbo and AJ. We are going to be piloting a system where they're able to type it out, and then we will maintain that we will go and wipe the record clean, so it's not in some form of system that's not supposed to be when that takes place. So I think this is going to be very good for domestic violence situations. By the way, when I was a senator, I passed the law that I don't know if any recall, but when an injunction was filed and that injunction was violated one time, 3 times, 1,000,000 times, it was a misdemeanor. It was never a felony. So I passed the law that made after the 3rd offense a felony. So I'm pleased that we could just continue to improve on the domestic violence fronts. Okay, coming back to the slide, Operation Green Light. So this is something I'm so proud of the team at our office that have been working here for many years, and we're here when this started. So Palm Beach County Clerk of the Circuit Court and Comptroller's office was the first to do an Operation Green Light, and I'll explain it in a second if you don't know what it is. But just to let you know, now it's a state law where everybody has to do it. And what that is, we waive the collection agency fees for outstanding traffic tickets and other court fines and fees, which can be as high as 40%. So right now, this week, we are waiving it. I'm looking to do more of this in the future, and more than just once a year. And we are, we're up and running, and this is so good for, of course, our residents that have fallen behind and allows them to catch up. But it's also great for law enforcement, because some of these fines and fees, when you're talking about 40%, it makes them drive on a suspended license because they just can't afford it, but yet they have to get to work. So we're constantly looking to do things and being innovative of how we can really help our county. New website, we know about that. New home and foreclosure auction and tax deed site. Real Auction will serve as our new online auction administrator for foreclosures and tax deeds, and more information will be coming on that soon. So appreciate that, Kathy, for good one. All right. Please, we are going to be, we have started and are going to be extremely active in reaching out to you in the community at large. So subscribe at mypalmbeachclerk.com for our news. Also for, I know many of you are homeowners. We have a alert system that if a deed or anything unwanted is filed on your property, you get alerted. And we do not use this information to bombard you with solicitations or emails. This is a property fraud alert. So please go onto our website and sign up for that as well. Again, it's such a pleasure. I'm so proud to be representing you as a clerk of the circuit court and comptroller. And I'm always open for questions and suggestions. And thank you to the incredible team here as well. And Kathy for being awesome.
Thank you very much. We actually do have some questions, so we'll put you to work. Here we go. When I am brought into a case that has been pending, and I download documents from the clerk's website, they are password protected, unlike the documents that arrive via email. So in order to highlight and make use of the downloaded documents, I have to print them off and rescan. This can be very time consuming. Broward County apparently has a similar password for downloading, but not printing into PDF. This workaround doesn't work in the Palm Beach docket. Is there any way for the password to be given to attorneys once they appear into an action? That's sort of a specific question. I don't know if you have a specific...
Yeah, no. And I like it. And I'm taking notes on it. And Dean, if I can, I will get back to you on all this, but this is what I like to hear, how we can help make the attorneys' lives a little easier.
I'll let you finish writing. You've done writing? Okay. I don't want to...
Yep. And then we got it documented here.
Okay.
Plus, I know Amy is on the call and Shannon also is on the call. So they probably beat me to it. So
they're all taking notes. Yes, I know Amy well. Second question. This is regarding criminal court. Can the clerk look into discussing with the chief judge the possibility of a local rule that would allow email notice of hearings to attorneys in criminal court as opposed to paper notices? This person that asked the question says, I often get them after the hearings have concluded due to the mail delay, and is also an extreme waste of money, paper, ink, and postage.
I would be happy to advocate on the person's head. And if we can get the actual attorneys who are recommending this, it would be great to know. Yes.
Right. So,
and I'll reach out to you personally as well.
Okay. So those were questions we received before today. These are live questions that we received from an anonymous attendee. When we make a late appearance in a case, oh wait, no, that's the same one. We already answered that one. Next one is, with the dueling U.S. District Court decisions on the CDC eviction moratorium, finding constitutional and not, and the Justice Department appealing the adverse decision, how is this impacting the clerk's operations?
Well, obviously when we get into when the foreclosure relief ends, we're going to get into rocket dockets where things are going to move quickly. Let me say this, the Supreme Court is adding, the state Supreme Court is adding magistrates across the board throughout our state. So one thing the clerks are doing this legislative session is to make sure we have the funds to sustain those new hearings and new magistrates. So just anticipate things to move, but we take it day by day, month by month, ruling by ruling, but all thing is steady and on course right now.
Sort of already hinted at this, but there was a follow-up question, which was, when the CDC eviction moratorium is lifted, do you anticipate a flood of filings, and what suggestions do you anticipate providing counsel concerning the filings and moving cases forward during the flood? So, I mean, what advice do you give to counsel about how to navigate that?
Well, conventional wisdom would say, as I said, with the rocket docket, it will move quick. We just have to be prepared. And from myself as your clerk, I want to make sure that we're staffed up and ready to go, and our funds are matching the expansion of the judiciary. So we're just going to do everything we can, both in the courtroom and when it comes to how we can assist you in what you need for when that unfortunate, when that day occurs, when it happens.
And there was a question about, can the portal be connected to the online docket? And I don't know if I'm assuming that means the statewide e-portal. I don't know if that can be done because that's a statewide versus local, but do you have any thoughts on that?
Let me get back on. I need a little bit more information of what they're suggesting.
Would it be possible to do the e-case view updates at 2 a.m. instead of midnight? Many attorneys have to work late into the night, and midnight oftentimes is simply too early.
I will get back. Well, you know, I I could just see. I know what I want to say right now, but I have to
Right.
run it through the traps before. You know, yeah. Let me. This is what I need, though. Thank you. Please don't think that I'm dodging or pushing it aside. I am taking everything you're suggesting down, and we'll try to make it happen. I come from a standpoint. I try to work to say yes. I don't say no and keep it that way. So this is important to me. Thank you.
Absolutely. And these are all more, they're kind of quasi questions anyway. They're more suggestions, and hopefully we can do it. Hopefully it's something, it's good because this is the town hall format for you to get that idea from everybody. Is there a potential for an email alert when there is a docket addition similar to the alerts for official records filings? I mean, I think typically, if you're a party though, right, you're automatically getting the e-portal notification, right?
Right.
So I'm wondering if you're not on that, meaning if you just wanted to be notified of a docket, maybe you're not an attorney of record on, maybe.
Yeah, seems possible. Dig into it.
Okay. Let's see.
On them all. Let them.
I know. I'm reading through the questions. Doing this on the fly. Is there any?
And by the way, Dean, we're capturing all of them. So.
Perfect. Oh yeah, that's right. You guys can see everything as well.
Yep.
Any possibility that the search box for official records can conform to what other counties do? Last name, comma, first name, and then we can hit enter, which is quicker than taking hands off the keyboard, finding the mouse, clicking on search. Again, I think this is more of a suggestion. And
yeah, no, we'll look into all of them. So we'll just go through.
Let's see. Regarding connecting to the portal online, can you get a case history at the time you're filing a new document? I think that's what we were talking about before. Yeah. And
this is so valuable to me to get the suggestions directly from the people that are using our system and services. So thank you.
Sure. This is regarding using eCaseView on mobile devices. It says, I recall that CaseView was previously visible on mobile devices, but it isn't for me anymore. Is this due? I'll make it anonymous, but is this due to my own incompetence or a change in the system? That was verbatim from the question. I didn't say that.
Well, I'm sure it's the latter. Not anybody's incompetent. So we'll.
I mean, I guess now, you know, with everything, especially COVID and being at home and maybe not having access to your computers, using your phones is even more mobile devices. So obviously, the more we can do to keep it would be great. Let me see. Let me look in the chat and see if there's any questions in the chat.
Sure.
I don't have any more in the question section.
By the way, while he's looking, and I know Shannon is on the call, and Shannon, prior to us briefly coming on, I noticed all the Gator diplomas and Tim Tebow, I think, back there on the wall. And for those who are Levin College of Law or UF, the chief deputy clerk came and asked if we could, part of our artificial intelligence and our robots, if you will, if we could name one of them, so you'll see it on the docket, or depending where you look, we renamed it to Tim T-Bot. Now, as a U fan, it was a hard decision to make, but we will have a Tim T-Bot here at the Palm Beach County Clerk's Office. So I know Dean, you're pleased about that.
That sounds fantastic to me.
I like to take credit for all the great work. I'm not going to take credit for that.
Someone asked if maybe the slide deck, the PowerPoint from today, if it could potentially be posted maybe on the clerk's website or somewhere else where we.
Yes, absolutely.
So regarding the e-case view, registered user, if not used for 90 days, access expires and you have to reapply. Is there any way to potentially extend that to a longer time frame, I guess is the question.
Sure. Take it into consideration.
Okay. This is more of a response and a statement. Amnesty days, it says, prior to you taking office, the amnesty days were just on the Sabbath, Saturday, in a county that is perhaps 20% Jewish. It was raised with the clerk previously to no avail. However, I see that you have changed that, and so that was kind of a thank you for changing that. Another question about the portal access not expiring rapidly. So there's another question about that.
No, and hopefully, Dean, you'll have me back in a few months, and I could report some great news that I was able to take some of these suggestions and make these changes, and if not, report back why not. So I would love the opportunity to do that.
Sure, and of course we're getting a lot of null comments now, based on the Tim Tebow. All right, so we've got a couple more questions here. I recently filed a case, and after referring to the parties by their full names in the preamble to the complaint, used their last names only. The complaint got kicked back, however, because I didn't use the parties' first and last names throughout the complaint. And they want to know if that's a new requirement in the clerk's office.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Sure. So it says, I recently filed a case, and after referring to the parties by their full names in the preamble to the complaint, used their last names only. For instance, Smith.
Yeah, I understand.
It says the complaint got kicked back, however, because I didn't use the parties' first and last names throughout the complaint. Is that could that be one of the Tim Tebow making a mistake?
If that person can send the case number, I'll take a specific look at it.
Okay. So whoever sent that, and I'll leave your name, even though I see your name. Whoever sent that question, if you want to put the case number in the Q&A, although I think everyone else can see it.
If they can email me directly at Abruzzo, Abruzzo, at mypalmbeachclerk.com. That will come directly to me.
Another null comment. Let's see, moving on. When is it anticipated that the large jury panels will be available for circuit civil trials? We've obviously asked that question to Judge Marks many times, and it's always, have you heard anything from Judge Marks as to when, you anticipate the larger panels coming in?
Well, we've been sending out the summons for jurors, which, by the way, pleasant to my surprise, our return rate has been, much higher than we anticipated. So we're open, we're functioning. I think it is our intent to have a fully functioning court in the traditional way, like in 2019, by summer. So we'll see how it takes place. We also have a new chief judge, as you're all aware, coming in that I'll be working with. So we'll see how that all plays out.
And I know there was a few Zoom trials on the website last week, so hopefully we're getting down the road. Do you have forms that the parties can fill out online and file with the clerk, such as designation of email addresses?
Could you say it one more time?
Sure. It says, do you have forms that parties can fill out online and file with the clerk, such as designation of email addresses? I guess they mean like fillable PDFs or something like that.
Yeah, we'll let me get back to you on that, but there are. Is it, yeah, that's right. So we're working to get forms online. It's an ADA issue as well. So we're in the process.
Okay. What is the time frame for being able to request certified court documents online? It looks like we may have lost him.
Soon. No, yeah, beginning of fall. We're looking at beginning of fall.
Beginning of fall to request certified court documents online?
Yep.
Okay. And your camera's off, just so you know. I don't know if you need to do that.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Good now.
I don't know if there's.
I wasn't doing anything. I must have just hit it.
When we had training in the new evidence docket, they said that they did not send exhibits excluded from evidence over to the district court, just the exhibits entered into evidence. Has that been fixed for appellate purposes?
Let me check into it.
Okay. And I know from experience, we've only used the evidence docket in my office a few times, but when we have used it, it's been pretty good. So, you know, that's sounds like it's a good program for everybody, especially in light of what's going on.
Sure.
Getting towards the end here, so if you have any questions, speak now or forever hold your peace.
Or suggestions that I'm going to get back to you on.
Of course, and of course, like you said, you can email them, contact them. It sounds like they're open to suggestions and how to make everything better for our staff.
Look, it's very important to me, and I really enjoy what's occurring right now. I need to know and hear these things. I mean to be repetitive, but it is important to me, and I can't wait to hopefully report back in a month or so that your suggestions were taken to heart and we made some positive steps.
Great. Well, I don't think I have any other questions. If you have anything else you want to do?
No, we Dean, to put it frank, we, as mentioned, have an incredible leadership team. We're working so well together. When we took office, or when I took office, I'm trying to stabilize our workforce. Really, at the end of the day, it starts with our employees. Their happiness and them coming to work happy will just translate into great service for you all. So I'm very employee driven. I'm virtually trying to meet all 650 plus of our employees personally. And when I say meet them, I've been started in the branches and now coming to Maine. I spend, I think initially the staff thought maybe 5 minutes within each individual, but it's like 20 plus minutes. So I'm really getting to know our staff and the incredible work that they've done, and people that have been here for 20 plus years that have dedicated their entire career to this office is really an incredible thing. So I'm spending a lot of time in my first, let's call it 60 days, really trying to, get to know the staff and let them know that this new administration is here for them. We're doing a lot with our workforce, and now it's going to also then, especially when you get COVID under control, very excited about the way the vaccines have been helping. And I think when everybody's able to get vaccinated, we'll hopefully see a new world. But then we're going to be out in the community a lot. This office will be known to your legal community and the community at large of what we are, what we do, how important we are, with the amount of, obviously we're focused on court today, but then the comptroller side with all the financing, the money, quite frankly. So it's definitely, I have a different type of leadership philosophy and hopefully skill. And I just can't thank the team enough and where we're headed with the office. Retention is so important to me. I like that people can come here and have a career, that they can move up, and I want to stabilize the retention. I want to get our Google reviews up. And by the way, this is important to me. If you like the things we are doing, We actually, upon myself taking office, we had the lowest Google reviews, a lot mainly from attorneys, those using our services, of any constitutional officer in the county, and we have the lowest Glassdoor review. So, there's very few metrics. It's not like when I was in the Senate and okay, he passed X amount of bills and brought back X amount of money. This is a service focus. So if you like what we're doing here, we help you out. It means a lot to go on the Google review and write something positive about your experience here, if that happened to you. But these are matrix. That's a matrix that I'll be judging myself on personally as the clerk of the circuit court and comptroller. So thank you for your time and thank you for all these incredible suggestions. I promise you, each and every one of them, I'm going to look into it. The key staff are already digging through it. So I will be reporting back to Dean. Thank you for the time and allowing me to monopolize your lunch hour. It means a lot.
No worries. We have one last question, and I don't know if this is something you can answer, but it can be something you add to your list. Talking about filing documents under seal because they're confidential. It says the process is confusing, and there seems to be a different response about how to do it each time. Is there a set procedure or form to use? I know that's under the rules of judicial administration and other things, but maybe posting a tutorial or something on your website or something, because I've done it before and it can be a little daunting to do it the right way and the way you need to file it. But
we're going to put up a cheat sheet.
There you go. Perfect. And, to the extent you get the answers to these questions and you want to, send us a PowerPoint or a Microsoft Word or PDF with all the answers on it or the responses, we'll be happy to share it on our Facebook, put it on our web, our Facebook, our social media, our web.
Thank you.
Even circulate it via email so that everyone that was here today can see what the answers are, because I'm sure they'd be happy to do that.
No, excellent. Thank you, Dean.
All right, everybody. Thank you all for attending. We appreciate it. We've let everybody go 20 minutes early. So everyone have a great rest of the week, and we look forward to seeing you for our next events. Take care.